Coming up now, the Vice President of the United States speaking in Columbia tonight. We'll have the latest from the Jefferson Jackson dinner on News 19. Still ahead, Republicans descending upon Columbia for the Silver Elephant Dinner. A complete wrap-up from the state fairgrounds. That's coming up after Mega Millions.
From the station that's on your side, you're watching News 19 at 11.
And good evening now. Thanks for being with us. Andrea is on assignment. Well, tonight kicked off a pretty big weekend of politics here in the Midlands. We're beginning with the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden. He served as the keynote speaker at the state Democrats' Jefferson Jackson dinner in Columbia. Clark Foraker was at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center for the event. He joins us now with more. Clark?
Well, guys, if you're a Democrat in South Carolina, what better way to start Dem Weekend 2013 than with a speech from the Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, in town tonight talking with Democrats across the state at a dinner here at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. It does start a weekend off for the South Carolina Democrats, and they say this speech was the perfect way to start their celebration.
It's particularly good to be back in South Carolina knowing you're about to get another Democratic congressional seat in the 1st District.
He's got the spirit, and he's got the spunk, and he's got a message for America and the middle class.
But there's one thing that's the core of who we are, and that's our absolute, unfettered commitment to the middle class.
He's talking about the middle class, of which I represent. And I think it's so important that if the middle class is raised up, everybody do good.
I was hoping to get a little bit closer to him, but yeah, I enjoyed him. I love the fact that he and President Obama just seem to be, again, so genuine, and they care about people.
Now tonight kicks off a meeting of weekends for the Democrats. Tomorrow, Congressman Jim Clyburn will be speaking with South Carolina Democrats. He's also celebrating 20 years in Congress. Along with Mr. Clyburn, Elizabeth Colbert Bush speaking. She has a big day on Tuesday. She'll be in the runoff race for the 1st District congressional seat down in the Low Country. Democrats this weekend say this event a perfect way to get her name out there and get Democrats voting to put another Democrat in Washington. At the Metropolitan Convention Center, Clark Foraker, News 19 WLTX.
Clark, thank you. After that dinner, the Democrats headed on over to 6th District Congressman Jim Clyburn's fish fry at the Carolina Field House. This year's event celebrated Clyburn's 20 years of service. The Vice President also made an appearance at that event, and Democrats loved each and every minute of it.
So I had an opportunity to meet him, to shake hands with him. Beautiful individual. And I mean, from just listening to him, he's concerned about the people. To me, more politicians need to have that same concept that he has.
Not to be outdone, the Republicans also descended upon the capital city tonight. Members of the GOP headed to Columbia to take part in the annual Silver Elephant Dinner at the State Fairgrounds. Stephen Dial joins us now with more on their big night. Stephen?
Well, it was an energized night here at the South Carolina Fairgrounds for the 46th annual Silver Elephant Dinner. As you can see behind me, some people are still partying the night away, but this event had all of the big names that are represented by the South Carolina Republican Party, both in Washington and here in the Palmetto State. The event had Governor Nikki Haley, Senator Tim Scott, and Senator Lindsey Graham, and the event was to honor the service of former Senator Jim DeMint. Headlining the event was Texas Senator Ted Cruz.
I was honored to come here and have the opportunity to thank and pay tribute to Jim DeMint, to his incredible conservative leadership and to the impact it's had on this country. And I was also honored to bring a message of encouragement to the South Carolina Republican Party. 2014, I'm convinced, is going to be a very, very good year. I believe Republicans can and will take back the U.S. Senate. And I wanted to encourage the South Carolina Republican Party and everyone in South Carolina to get involved in 2014. All of us should be championing growth and opportunity.
I want to grow the Republican Party. I want to broaden it. I want to do better among Hispanics and African Americans. But conservatism sells. We just need to do a better job of selling it.
And Republican leaders here in South Carolina say they are focused to win the 2014 Senate elections and the presidential election in 2016. At the South Carolina Fairgrounds, Stephen Dial, News 19, WLTX.
Stephen, thank you.